What's up, you guys? Welcome back to today's video. Today we are going to start talking about some of the Christmas items that are already starting to show up on the shelves. I was just at Ulta, and Ulta already started to throw out Benefit and Tartes Christmas things. So I was like, definitely going to be throwing out a video about this. I definitely wanted to see what it was. When I start seeing all these Christmas things roll out, Tarte is always the first one I look for because every year, without a doubt, I pick up their blush palette. So sure enough, when I walked in, I was so excited to see it and I grabbed whatever I could. Now, I must have came like either a day late or a couple hours late because so much of it was picked off already. So it was a little bit saddened that I wasn't able to get all the things I wanted to get, but I got some of the palettes and I did get the blush palettes I'm going to show with you guys. But the one item I did want to get that I did not get my hands on is that Man-Eater palette. It was really big. And then there were a couple of other things that you could like get to. So we're going to go ahead and get started. But if you guys are new to my channel, I hope you guys will take the time to hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for watching today's video. Just make sure to give that video a thumbs up and let me know if you like it. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the trio. When you see this trio, they are going to have multiple of these, and it's all based off of what your shade is in the concealer. I ended up picking up light medium. I really love light medium because I think it's just light enough for underneath my eyes, but it's also just light enough to kind of conceal without making me look too pale. They are not full size. The first one you have is the Man-Eater, which I actually have on today. I love the Man-Eater mascara. It definitely lengthens and separates really well. And it's really good at reapplying over and over, so you can get a couple of really good coats and really get your lashes long. Here is your Tarte Shape Tape. I have to show you this. I hope it's going to show up in camera, but they actually did add like some gold glitter around for detailing around the cap. But the last one you're going to get is this one, which is in the shade Rose. This is the one that I think will go the quickest as far as use. So I really wish this would have been a full size. If you're wondering, I actually do have it on my lips today. I just have like a lip liner and then I just put it right over. So it gives like a nice gloss finish. So let's move into the blush collection. I will say I like the packaging of these this year. It's different. I like it. I love the packaging of this. I like the geometric shape that it gives. I like the colors. It gives me very much Christmas vibes, and I'm here for it. You're going to see the 6 shades that it does come with. There is no highlighter in this collection. Today I actually put on this shade right here, which I think is Facet, and then I put on the brighter pink. I wanted to show you guys just size comparison to the other palettes. So this is one of the blushes that were in a set last year for Christmas. Just a little bit smaller than the last year's collection. But then I had the other palette that I wanted to show you. And this is the other color wheel from one year. And these are right around the same. If I always recommend something as like a Christmas gift for a beauty lover, I always recommend the Tarte blushes because the quality is still there. You get a color selection, especially if you don't know what they like or what kind of blushes they like. It's a good selection to choose from. And it's really pretty. Like I said, I really love this year's collection here. Now we're lastly going to move into the eyeshadow palettes. There were a couple of options to choose from. This is the one that sparked my interest the most. This one retailed for maybe $60. You get a lighter called a Gilded collection, or you get the Glamour collection. This darker one, which has also got the more darker cranberry shade, is the Glamour palette, and then the lighter palette is the more rose gold palette. I did not play around with the Gilded palette, which is their lighter one, just because when you open it, you'll see that I'm always wearing these kind of tones, and I was kind of in the mood to play around with the Glamour palette because I felt like those are the ones that kind of looked a little bit more enticing to me. Here you have your first row, which is the more cranberry tone shade. Then you have the second row, which has got more of your neutral brown tones. And then lastly, you have that bottom row, which has got a little bit more brighter colors. There are these last 2 shades at the bottom, but they're very difficult to see on my skin tone. From just swatching, the mattes were obviously a little bit rougher, just kind of like what is in the other palette that I did play around with. But I feel like that's kind of a normal thing for these holiday palettes, is they kind of always lack a little bit in the matte department. But as far as like the bright, shinier, metallic shades, those were so pretty to swatch. But let's dive into the Glamour palette because that was the one I wanted to play with. I did do this like deep blue eyeshadow with it because I wanted to play around with the blues. There are a lot of really fun colors to play around here with, but I will say that as far as like the color scheme goes, I feel like I have seen a very similar color scheme before in other palettes, like especially with the holidays, you're gonna get like your blues, your silvers, your grays, and your greens. Those are very fun colors to play around with in the winter, especially during like Christmas holiday parties. Like the eye look I created today, I could definitely see myself pairing it with like a really fun sparkly, hence why I'm wearing sparkles, like a sparkly dress. So this palette, while it's gorgeous and it's really fun to play with, it definitely isn't a palette that I have never seen before. Like I definitely could say that there are a lot of colors in here that are very similar to all past holiday palettes. All right, so first row, here you have the first row. This is the second row, is this right here. This is the last row with those forest greens. So when I played around with this palette, I could definitely tell you that the mattes were the only thing I had an issue with. I did apply these two shades as like my beginning transition shades, and they were just dusty, like there really wasn't a whole lot of color there. So I immediately had to just dive into the dark blue. So I have this one all over my lid. Then I paired this one right in the inner corner, and then I threw a little bit of this brighter shade right on the inner corner. For my highlight, I did use one of the shades in here just because I felt like it looked a little bit better than these two highlighter shades, although after swatching this one, I kind of wish I would have used this also. Nonetheless, I mean, like the blue eyeshadow look I created, once I blended it all in and I got it to work for myself, it came out really nice, I think. So it's very much similar to the past holiday collections where you're gonna see some more, you know, shimmer shades are gonna be bright and beautiful, and they make up for the lack in the matte shades. If you are into these collections, like I know I am, then you're definitely gonna wanna snag one of these. And for the price point and the good amount of selection you get in the metallics and the shimmer shades, they're very creamy and they're very buttery, so I think they work really nicely. Several people I know would love a palette like this because it's just easy and there's so many light colors. The nice thing also, you can definitely intermix these. I know a lot of my friends say that having this many shades is a little daunting. It can be a little overwhelming because you just don't know what to pair together, but really there's not a whole lot of bad colors you can go in with. Just keep in mind that if you are getting a palette like this, if you're looking for a quality palette, you want a like basic neutral palette for quality, I probably wouldn't buy this collection. I wanted to show you just kind of the color schemes in this. So you can see a little bit of similarity. This is the Toasted Tartlet. Here's a little similarity kind of side by side. You can see kind of the similar colors in there. These are more lighter tones, a few of those in there. Again, kind of a little bit similar to the one that's in the top row. So it's kind of like you're getting these three in one palette, it looked like to me, but at the same time, I definitely think that if you are wanting a quality palette for yourself, you might do better with getting something like this versus these. The trio is really cute. I definitely would look into it. I love the blush palette, but I think I'm biased when it comes to the blush palette because I love Tarte blushes so much. But these are just some of the products that I found through the Tarte Christmas collection. I was planning to go back to see if they had anything else. I did see the advent calendar from Benefit. I might go and pick that up just so I can show you guys what's inside of it. And see if it's worth the money and if something you should invest in. You guys let me know down below what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. I do have an eyeshadow tutorial that has some of this like wearable blue eyeshadow look, which I will link here at the end of this video. If you guys are wanting to do a blue eyeshadow look, keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.